Welcome to another episode of Spelling Bee Ninja. Today, we are diving into the fascinating world of decimals and percentages. These two concepts are crucial in helping us understand everyday math, from managing our allowances to understanding sales prices at stores. This episode is designed for students in grades 4 through 6 and will build your confidence in these essential skills. So, whether you're a math whiz or just starting out, stick around as we break things down in an engaging and easy to understand way. Let's start with decimals. A decimal is a unique way to express fractions using a decimal point. For instance, whenever we write down a number like 0.5, we are showing half, or 1 out of 2. The digits following the decimal point represent parts of a whole. Each place has a specific value based on its position. The first place after the decimal is the tenths place, the second is the hundredths place, and so on. Think of it as a sliding scale that represents fractions, making it easier to understand. Now, let's look at an example. If you have 7/10, how would you express that in decimal form? You'd write it as 0.7. Can you see how simple it can be? Now, this leads us to the next part of our lesson where we explore place values in decimals further. Take the number 3.456 for example. The digit 5 is located in the hundredths place, meaning it represents 5/100ths or 5 parts of 100. Understanding these place values is crucial as it will help you comprehend larger decimal numbers and add them accurately in the future. Next, we move on to percentages. A percentage is a way to express a number as a fraction of 100. The term percent actually comes from the Latin phrase percentum, which means by the hundred. This is why a percent is always related to 100, like how there are 100 cents in a dollar. Let's imagine that you scored 45 out of 50 on a test. How would you calculate your percentage score? It's quite straightforward. You divide the score you earned by the total possible score and then multiply by 100. So, in this case, you would do 45 divided by 50 times 100, giving you a percentage score of 90%. Now, let's talk about converting fractions into decimals. The process involves dividing the numerator, or the top number, by the denominator, or the bottom number. Take the fraction 3/4, or 3/4. If you divide 3 by 4, you'll get 0.75. Understanding this will help you not only when dealing with fractions but also with decimals. Similarly, to convert a fraction into a percentage, you multiply the decimal by 100. So, if you have 2/5, first convert it to a decimal, which is 0.4, and then multiply by 100 to get 40%. Now you are working seamlessly between fractions, decimals, and percentages. Speaking of conversions, you can also convert a decimal into a percentage by moving the decimal point 2 places to the right. For example, to change 0.62 into a percentage, you'd move the decimal point 2 spaces, resulting in 62%. On the flip side, if you want to convert a percentage to a decimal, you do the opposite, divide by 100 or move the decimal point 2 places to the left. So 85%, or 85%, converts to 0.85 as a decimal. Next, let's discuss how to find a percentage of a number, a particularly useful skill when shopping or making financial decisions. For example, to find 25% of 80, you would turn the percentage back into a decimal. So, 25% becomes 0.25, and then multiply this by 80 to find that 25% of 80 is 20. This skill will come in handy, especially during sales. Speaking of sales, let's talk about comparing decimals. It's important to learn how to compare numbers accurately. When comparing decimals, always begin from the leftmost side where the whole numbers are located. Which decimal is larger, 0.45, 0.5, 0.099, or 0.9? By comparing them digit by digit from left to right, you will see that 0.9 is the largest. Understanding how to compare decimals will enable you to make more informed decisions in various situations. Lastly, let's consider how discounts work when shopping. For instance, if a shirt is on sale for 30% off, how do you determine the sale price? First, figure out what 30% of the original price is. From there, subtract this discount amount from the original price to find out the new sales price. This is a very practical skill to have, making sure you get the best deals while shopping. Today, we've learned about decimals and percentages, essential components of everyday math. We discussed how decimals represent fractions with specific place values, converted fractions into decimals and percentages, and learned how to find percentages of numbers. You now have the skills to compare decimals and even calculate discount prices while shopping. These mathematical concepts are not just numbers, they are tools that empower you in your daily life. Thank you for joining us on this episode. We hope you enjoyed learning about decimals and percentages. Remember, the more you practice, the more confident you will become. Don't forget to check out the resources we mentioned earlier for further exercises and learning opportunities. Until next time, keep practicing and stay curious about math. See you soon.